So I got it on stud scan. Every time, stud, every time. And then it has a deep scan, so if you gotta go like, no. Welcome to JCTV. Here tonight, live from the home studios of Leeville. We're gonna be bringing you the Liars Club. This is how it works, guys. One of us is gonna tell the truth about the item. The other people are gonna be telling a big fat whopper. You got to figure out who's telling the truth.
What we are doing is we are playing the Liars Club, Family Edition. Item number 1, here we go.
Okay, this is used on golf courses. Okay, what they do is, you know how you have to aerate it? You have to poke little holes in the grass. So they have these little things here on the bottom. You put the seed in here. You go out there and just like that, push a button, seed goes in the hole, boom.
So what this is, this actually is used on a golf course, but basically all this is this, you just push it in the ground, it sticks, you put your golf clubs in here, put your golf balls in there, tees, things like that. That's it. Simple.
So they used to call them bazookas, but now we call them ET4 or ET4. Basically an anti-rocket or anti-tank rocket. So you would look through the scopes here, and then it would shoot the rocket, and then once the rocket's gone, you can just throw it on the ground. It's just a piece of plastic.
All right, so you get together with your teammate and decide who is telling the truth.
Really? Don't point it out. Never
Guts are gone.
All right, you guys have your answers. All right, we'll go with Team Jonah and Team Reese first. Who is telling the truth? You're picking me? Yes, that's one for me. One for me. That's right. Team Audrey and Team Connor, who do you think is telling the truth? Me?
Yeah, she.
All right. Would the person who's telling the truth please stand up? Yep, it's me. I tell the truth. Good job, you guys. Good job. You guys, 1 for 1. Good one. You want to take that?
This thing is used for math.
Coming from a math teacher, yeah. Everything's used for math.
Okay, have you ever heard of the Apollo 13 spacecraft that went around the moon and they got stuck on the backside of the moon?
Nope.
They're all, there's a movie about it. These guys are all sitting there with these little things and they're trying to calculate and do math and stuff.
It's a book. Who here likes Indiana Jones? Indiana Jones, he rocks. So he was an archaeologist. What archaeologists use, they use this actually. And so what they do is they take this, goes into the sand, whatever the depth of the item, wherever they find it here, and what this does is tells you how many years that item has been in the ground, because the layers and the layers and the layers of the sand get year by year by year, and then they lower it and it's right there.
So they're obviously both wrong, but they're kind of right in a way because it is used to measure things. There's an arc right here. See the shape right there?
Archaeologists.
Okay, so what you do is on ships, before they had the technology of today, right? You wanted to know where you were going on the ships. You guys studied the Santa Denina and the Santa Maria or whatever it's called. The Pinta.
If you're not a genius, don't bother.
Help me out, homeschool mothers. So what you do is you'd stick this, they'd have like a deck where they'd have their maps and things, and then you would put this on there, and you put the moon right in the crook, right? So if the moon was a little lower, you'd get it till it's just right, and then you would line it up with the calculations here, and it would tell you where you are on the sea, and how far you have to go.
Let's start with Team Connor and Audrey. You think Uncle Bill, or you think Bill's telling the truth? Yes? Okay. And who do you guys think is telling the truth? Grandpa. Okay, so whoever is telling the truth, raise your hand. It was Grandpa! Grandpa was telling the truth. What this item is the top portion of a rifle. This is the barrel of the rifle here. Okay, it pulls apart. It's just missing the stock and the butt of the gun. Okay, this is a what was funny, the stock part when I said stock?
Stock is pretty good.
The stock, I know, stock is hilarious when you say stock. Stock. Oh my goodness. The stock, get it? So, the stock.
Let's not say stock anymore.
We won't say stock anymore. I'm done. It's a 1983 Ramset Colt. Okay? Barrel.
Right? It actually is the front part of a barrel. And you actually do put a round in here, and you put it right in there. But then what you do is you actually don't shoot it at people, you shoot it into the ground. And then you put it in the ground like this, and you hit it with a hammer. Wham! Wham!
Okay, this is actually a nail extractor, not these kind of nails.
Careful where you point
Like
that
the
thing.
nail and
Careful where you point that.
wood. It doesn't fire anything. Okay? You put this thing.
You're right.
Yeah,
it's missing the
not
stalk.
powerful. You put this on the nail, it's like it's stuck way down in the wood. You can't pull it out. So you put this thing, it grabs the nail like this, and then you move this thing around. You
Pretty easy to do.
and it pulls the nail out.
Decide who is telling the truth and who is lying.
Yes.
You're right. There's two lies.
Do you, Mom?
Who is telling the truth?
Uncle Billy.
Uncle Billy. Okay.
Shooting nails into the
And
ground.
Team Connor and Team Audrey, who is telling the truth? You guys say Team Bill too?
Yep.
All right. Whoever is telling the truth,
And somebody else, because how can they do that?
raise your hand. You got it right. Good.
So how many here have ever been to a doctor? All right, so what do they typically have around their neck? Stethoscope, right? Where they can listen to your heartbeat? Well, you probably never noticed, but in their pocket right here, they also have one of these. Okay? But these are a little older, so Grandpa probably remembers it more than the rest of us.
What's up with that? What's up with that?
But I remember as a kid going to the doctor, they have one of these. Well, what it was is your core temperature inside of you is 98.6 degrees, right? So they would take a thermometer and stick it on your tongue. Well, before they had those type of thermometers which has mercury, you'd actually get one of these. The doctor would pull it out after he'd listen to your heartbeat and you'd blow. Look at it as you blow to see what mark it is. This one's not working properly.
Why don't you blow into it, see what happens?
I just said this one's not working properly.
Well, have you tried it?
Yeah. This one's, it's just old. The spring's broken or something.
Clearly he just made that up.
Yep.
You just make it up. So what this really is, plain and simple, it's just a tire gauge. You plug this into your tire, you know where you blow up the tire, all that stuff. You just plug this in, twist it in, and it tells you, it pops out and tells you the pressure of your tire.
Okay, you can stop it.
It tells you the pressure of your tire.
Because everybody puts one of these in your pin pocket, right? That's why you have this, because everyone just has one to check their tire pressure all the time.
I can explain that. Mechanics. So people who work on your cars, they keep these with them. Check the tire gauge, make sure your tire pressure is proper. That's all it is. Plain and simple. Just making up stuff.
Well, in 1996, I helped construct a school building. I placed our battery back here, but there's
What
no
you
battery
bought?
in here right now. This thing is a little mini laser, so you can get things. So if I put this down at a certain spot, and I get a level, and I want to make sure the thing over there is the exact same height, I can just look. There's no battery in it. It's not working now. I told you there's no battery.
So you have heard all three stories. Who is telling the truth? Audrey's trying to read the crowd. I see what she's doing. She's looking at us, trying to get hints. I see what you're trying to do. Smart play.
I have photos of me building the building. So.
We do. They're in black and white. Yeah, he would be on the construction site listening to his 8-track. Yep. The guy with the camera would hold that little thing up. He goes, "Smile." He put the little thing over his head.
All right, Reese and Jonah, what do you guys got? Grandpa.
Going with
All
Grandpa.
right. Audrey and Connor, what do you guys got?
Tough one.
Grandpa.
Ooh, they're going with Grandpa. Okay.
Whoa,
Okay.
2 votes.
Okay.
Person who is telling the truth, please raise your mano.
Money.
It was me. Yes.
Really is a
I
tire
tricked
gauge.
you. We tricked you guys.
This, and you get the pressure of the tire.
Item number 5.
All right. So what this is it's actually called a stud finder, and it actually says it right on it. So stud sensor, so it senses, right? And it's a stud finder. So Zircon is the maker. What you do is it has 2 settings. So a stud scan, and then a deep scan. So you just kind of put it on, right? And stud it, right? So I got it on stud scan. Every time, stud, every time. And then it has a deep scan, so if you gotta go like, right? So it finds out if you're a stud. Go deep scan, deep scan.
Deep scan?
Yeah, hold on,
Put on deep scan.
All right, not trying. See? Found a stud in there. Some people just gotta go a little deeper.
Killing me, Smalls.
All right, so what do you got?
This is actually about like 4 years ago. These are like super popular. You know, you see on TV the commercials. They're like, ooh, chia. You know, it was like chia.
Chia Pet.
As seen on TV. Okay, this is one of those things. Okay, you see it on TV.
Cabbage Patch Kids, Chia Pets,
Yes.
you know,
Teddy
Wubbies.
Ruxpin.
Yeah, Teddy Ruxpin, the Wubbies.
It gets rid of rodents in your house. So if you have a problem with mice or rats in your house, nice and smooth there. So what it does is when it senses something cross its path, so like a mouse is cracked, it'll sense it right here with the sensor, and it'll just and it go towards it. The mice take off and they get scared and they run. So it's basically like a repellent or something to scare off the rodents.
Okay, studs are inside walls, and this is a stud finder. So you put this on the wall, you squeeze this thing, and you run it along the wall, and when it finds a stud, it lights up, and you know that's where the wood is.
Can we go?
All
All right.
if you guys are ready.
Audrey and Connor.
Grandpa.
Okay.
Who do you think was telling the truth?
Grandpa.
All right, we got 2 picks for Grandpa. Who is telling the truth? Raise your hand now. Good job! Don't forget to go get your JCTV merchandise, get all your shirts, apparel. Mama hates when I plug these shirts, but I'm plugging them anyway. Go get your shirt.
Boom. Okay, so what we have here is this little guy. Okay. So during the Victorian era, everything was made very fancy, you know, and they just did things a little over the top. And all this is simply it's a little game piece.
Okay, what this is simply a golf tee.
Why would you need a fancy?
Okay, if you've ever seen
Golfing's
golf
fancy.
tees, a lot of times the golf club hits here instead of up here, and the tees break.
That's when he's
golfing.
That's
He gets
exactly
down here.
So, like you're eating, you got stuff stuck in your teeth, you know, you got to get it out. So this is like a super fancy toothpick.
Okay. All right, you guys have now heard all 3 stories. Who is telling
Well,
the
the
truth?
Can you like move it around?
You cannot. It's made out of wood. It's a golf tee.
It is wood.
Yeah.
All right.
Come on. Audrey and Connor, what is your final guess? Who is telling the truth?
You're picking me?
Yeah.
Reese and Jonah, who do you think is telling the truth?
Me?
Yeah.
They are picking me too?
They're picking you
All right,
as well.
they're both picking me. Well, the person who is telling the truth, please
Raise your hand.
raise your hand. It is me. Good job.
Right
It's-
there, when you put it in your ear, that's why I wanted you to move it around so I could see. And then when you put
Like
it,
a little detective.
and then when you put it in your ear, I was like, I saw it, the round part, and then I was like,
So you manipulated us.
Maniacal laugh. Maniacal laugh.
Okay, you both picked me and you were both correct. So what we are going to do is we are going to end this in a tie. You guys are all winners! Yay! Stud, stud, stud. All right, thank you for watching our episode of the Liars Club Family Edition.
Please subscribe.
Attaboy, Grandpa.
All right, be a stud.
All right, thanks for watching. Have a good night. Let nothing hold you back.
Doesn't hold you back.
Hold you back.